can.
Mr. Speaker, members, I rise in opposition to House Bill 150. I approach redistricting with a heartfelt desire to create a fair and legal map that protects incumbents, that preserves core districts, and communities of interest. The chairman and the committee no doubt did a lot of hard work to draw this map. I first saw my map when the full map was published. I was paired with my good friend and conservative colleague, Dan Flynn. My first reaction was, at least there'll be a conservative in my district. But when I looked harder at the map, I grew very concerned for Texas. It's a monumental event for legislators to be able to draw districts. But with that honor comes a high level of discomfort. As legislators responsible for these decisions, we have to tell some of our roommates and our committee mates and our desk mates and our friends, you may not be coming back to this house. That process is hard. This map made that harder and unnecessarily painful. There were too many unnecessary pairings, and of those who weren't paired, there were over a dozen districts, Democrats and Republicans alike, that were so eviscerated that incumbents were running virtually in a new district. There were too many unnecessary open seats. There were concerns over fractured core districts and breaking up communities of interest. The map was riddled with problems. So I and several others went to work on another map to correct some of those problems. We encouraged members to participate. We had tried to accommodate every request. We published the Nixon map and then as the final Kane map. I like to believe that the presence of our map was a catalyst for some of the good amendments that were accepted yesterday. The Solomon map got better in Houston, West Texas, and in other areas. East Texas representatives tried to compromise and fix East Texas. And you heard last night why we did not get that done. East Texas representatives had virtually no input into the districts that were drawn in East Texas. It's no wonder that 6 of the 10 Republicans that voted against this bill were from Northeast Texas. So East Texas is left with almost every core district being deconstructed. My district alone was divided into 4 districts. Another district, relatively compact, was stretched over hundreds of miles. Communities of interest were fractured. This map simply does not represent the views of the voters of Northeast Texas. And members, in my humble opinion, this map does not in the end represent the interests of all Texans. So I ask you, if you voted last night against House Bill 150, I ask you to vote against it again. And if you voted for it because of timidity or intimidation or any other wrong reason, I ask you to reconsider your vote and vote against it. And if you voted for it because you had a reasonably good district, I ask you to reconsider your vote. I ask you to remember why you came to the House in the first place. To do the right thing. To do the honorable thing by the people of Texas. I ask you to think about what is in the best interest for Texans who we represent. We can do better for Texans. There can be a better map. Much better. Please vote no with me on House Bill 150. Thank you.
Madam Speaker. Using the street, I moved the margin changes made in the district right on place of the journals.